welcome. See, I always try to get you, and you know, no, really, because you usually say, no, you go ahead.
Well, no, after the CBC, I feel a little more comfortable.
And you look confident in the CBC too, by the way.
I had no choice.
Yes, all right, there you go. Go ahead.
Welcome to BeerAmerica.tv. I am John Pinkerton.
And I am Paul Leone. And we are trying a beer that you brought to the table, correct?
Indeed.
Yes, and I've not had this, and I've never heard of the brewery, actually, the Southern Tier Brewing Company out of New York, and it's the oak-aged, unearthly India Pale Ale.
I'm excited about this.
Yeah, it looks like a mighty fine beer. I mean, I was just reading the label, and looks like there's a lot going on, and it's got a good amount of ABV to it.
What's the ABV there?
I think it's a 10.7.
Oh dear, that's a big one.
Yeah.
23. Yeah, that's
actually make that 11. Sorry.
Let's
11%.
see. 23 degrees Plato.
See, I have no idea what the Plato is. You can maybe explain to our viewers what Plato is.
Oh,
That beer geeks.
That'd mean they'd have to come down to like 1 degree Plato, roughly. Wow. Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Do you want to explain any of that briefly that you just went through in your head?
I better not.
Okay. The oak-aged, unearthly India Pale Ale. What do you know about this beer? Do you know much about it?
I don't know much about it. This is another beer that our friend Ken Orth brought us. He does quite a bit of traveling as a retired young man. And so, you know, he loves beer, he loves food culture. He and his wife both are serious foodies. And he brings us these things. He just walks in and says, "Here, check this out.
Try this one."
So I always feel fairly confident that it's going to be something pretty darn good.
Yeah.
But what I know about the brewery really is not a lot either. Although they must be pretty well known by a good many people, because the website says they're something like 12,000 barrels.
Really?
Not a shabby size for a micro.
Wow, yeah, I got a nice hop aroma off the smell, but tell me what you taste. Because I'm not sure. Is it the oak, maybe? Maybe that's what I'm tasting. Do you taste the oak?
Huh. Surprisingly, no. We got an enormous amount of citrus character. Like, almost like tangerine kind of citrus character. That's interesting.
Yeah, you know, tangerine, right. Yeah, maybe I wasn't, when you said citrus, I was thinking sweet. And I wasn't getting so much sweet, but tangerine, yeah, maybe a little bit tangerine. Maybe that's what I don't know. I get a little bit of oak.
Huh. Well, you know.
Your palate's way more refined than mine is. Maybe because I have it in my head.
Sometimes the, you know, of course it depends on what's been in that oak. Now, a lot of the bourbon barrel oak.
Oh, tangerine is a good, yeah, that's a good pick.
A lot of that bourbon barrel stuff, you know, just reeks of that sort of vanilla and bourbon character. For all we know, this might be a barrel out of the wine industry that's exhausted, so to speak, of its, you know, a lot of its woody character. And a lot of the wineries don't really want a whole lot of woody character either. So that's hard to say. I'm not getting distinct oakiness here, but I'm, you know, certainly wouldn't call it a.
Well, on the back of the bottle it says an uninhibited infusion of hops and oak. But tangerine is good. I mean, I wouldn't say it tastes like tangerine, but that's a good sort of.
Well, I don't know. It's citrusy, just kind of, especially as it kind of settles on the palate.
And that would be because of the hops they use, right?
Yeah, I'm sure that's where it's coming from. You know, every now and then I'll taste a beer, especially a lot of the really hoppy beers, and I'll get, you know, some character that, of course, isn't really there, but in terms of like actually putting some, whatever it is I'm identifying in my head, into the beer. And it's always kind of hard to pinpoint, like, where did that flavor come from? How is it? What combination of hops did they use to get that character, or is it something in their brew house, or the way they dry hop, or, you know, that's always one of the challenges, to kind of figure that out. I tasted an IPA, judging at the JBF a couple years ago. To me, this had this unmistakable rose oil character, you know, and we're all pretty certain that rose oil wasn't actually in the beer, but I just thought it was fascinating. Like, how would you end up with that character? You know?
Yeah. Well, This beer is from the Southern Tier Brewing Company, who we've not done before because it seems like we've done a lot of the same beers lately because companies keep sending them to us. So I love that people keep sending us beers because, or bringing us beers, because that gives us an opportunity in little old Savannah, Georgia, to taste the beers that are hard to get.
Indeed.
From all across the country, and of course it is on the World Wide Web. So we need to dig deep. So if you are a brewer or want to send us some beers, or somebody who else just get us some beers, we'll talk about them for sure. So it is the Unearthly Oak-Aged India Pale Ale from the Southern Tier Brewing Company. And it's very good, actually. It's very unique India Pale Ale. I'm calling it unique, really, not in a good way, not in a bad way. It's just different than an IPA that I would normally expect.
I would almost call it a double.
A double, okay. Well, maybe that's what I'm thinking. It's a little bit different.
Or imperial, whatever you want to call it. At that alcohol content, it's definitely in that range. But quite nice.
Very nice. Thanks, everybody. It's Pink at BeerAmerica.tv, Paul at BeerAmerica.tv, Facebook, Twitter, all those good things. Hey, look, we got T-shirts now too, and other cool shirts. So if you want a T-shirt, maybe you should email one of us and tell us why you're deserving, and then if we think you are, we'll send you one. If you want a T-shirt,
show us your intellect and send us some sort of creative thought.
Yeah, and we'll post it on the website. Okay, there you go. All right, cheers. Ching.